I didn't think I'd be making a video like this, but I feel like now that, I'm older and I've seen so many things and how I've developed, I think I should talk about this. Um, the two things I want to talk about is something that has been a part of my life basically forever, and two, embracing who you are no matter what kind of setback you have. Um, so the first thing I think some of you know that I have Asperger's syndrome. And now before, I want to say something right now. This isn't to make people sympathize with me. I'm not trying to make people feel bad for me. This video isn't about that. I'm trying to maybe get more people to understand and maybe get fellow Aspies to maybe find someone to relate to a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this video. Um, anyway, I was diagnosed when I was 3 years old, I think. However, my parents made sure to get me special ed as soon as possible. I got a bunch of help, and I've basically outgrown most of the traits. However, there are still a few that are there, and I want to explain a few right now. And I know these are still there because my friends and my parents point them out the whole time. The eye contact problem. I've gotten better with this over time because I've been called out on it, which is good, but I still have issues with it. And probably now I'm probably not even staring directly into the camera. And I think it mostly has to do with intimidation. I can't really think of anything else. Whenever I look into someone's eyes, especially when it's an adult or an authority figure, I feel a sense of, intimidation. It feels really weird. I feel like I can't look them directly in the face, because I feel like I'm staring into the eyes of like someone very gargantuan, if that makes any sense. But, it has gotten better, so that's not too much of an issue. The other quirk I have is, I know a lot of people are probably noticed this, is socially, I do kind of suck. And I think fellow Aspies would agree that they have social problems too when communicating, especially when it comes to favorite interests. I love talking about, music and bands, and I noticed that when I try to like become friends with new people or connect with others, I'll post a song on their Facebook page or something like that, even though they might have little to no interest in it. But I just feel like it's the only way to try to reach out to them, even though there are really other ways, but I just haven't really found them. So for those of you who are watching this and I've done this to you and you were annoyed by it, I apologize. It's just, like I said, I'm not trying to force anything on anyone. I'm just trying to, make new bonds and friends and relationships and stuff like that. But I do apologize. I really try not to be annoying. That's not the intention. I'm not trying to shove anything down anyone's throat. That goes along with other things that I'll converse about. I do come off as conceited sometimes, and I think others would agree with this. And I'm telling you, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to keep up a conversation, and if it goes, to a dead end, I'll bring up something about me to try to get something started. And it becomes really awkward. A lot of the social interactions have become really awkward. And in fact, a lot of the friendships I used to have aren't there anymore because of my lack of proper social skills. I've been defriended by people on Facebook because of how awkward I am with them. Because what I perceive as sociable might not be seen as sociable by them. And they see it as weird or messed or creepy or something like that. And that goes along with like my comments and my messages might be a little bit weird, and they might not get it. But I'm not trying to do it to sound like a weirdo or something like that. So I'm trying not to sound like a conceited jerk or a weirdo or a creep or anything like that. I'm just trying to, talk to people. And, it got to the point where I just didn't care anymore. And I would say whatever I wanted. And there were consequences for that. I don't really understand, people, most people, and I don't think they've ever really understood me. And after spending years and years of, trying and building some very long-lasting relationships that are still, around till this day, which I'm very thankful for, I stopped caring. It was like, why should I keep trying to do something that I'm not good at? It's their loss. I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to explain here. There are other times where in conversation it'll be over, and then afterwards I go, oh, I could have totally said that to them or this to them or whatever to them, and I'll like script it all in my head, which is another thing I want to talk about. I do talk. If I think some of you have noticed this too. I think other Aspies do this too. I talk to myself a lot. I'll script things in my head, and I'll speak them out. Sometimes I'll act them out. I'll act out a scene from a show or like a live music show or like a movie or something like that, cartoon. Because I don't know, I feel like I can't hold everything in here. I feel like if I don't do something, something bad will happen. Like my mind is overloading with thoughts and I've got to get some of them out, if that makes any sense to you. When people would ask me, why do you talk to yourself? I would just tell them I had voices in my head. Some of them actually still believe that. But yeah, if you talk with other people who have Asperger's syndrome, mild or severe, they would tell you that they have similar symptoms like this. So the other thing I want to talk about is always embrace yourself for who you are. Don't try to be something different. If you have a disorder like autism or something like that, or a disease, don't let that stop you from pursuing your goals and having high achievements. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you to make the decision of whether to continue on. And it just makes you that much greater and admirable of a person because you were able to get to the top with those setbacks. And that's really great. So you should never give up on something. You should never let, a disorder or a disease or something like that, like autism or Asperger's or whatever, to slow you down. Always strive for the best. Don't let people put you down. Do what you want to do, not what society wants you to do. And I know it's difficult for some people. I know I have friends who have more severe forms of Asperger's, and they've had trouble in their lives, especially with social interaction. And it's sad to watch, but they don't give up. They try other things, and they get help. So, just keep going. Don't stop. So I think that's basically it. I think another thing I want to talk about is the tagging. I realize I do tag a lot of people in my posts, and I invite everyone. And again, I'm not trying to force stuff down your throat. I'm not trying to force my music down your throat or what I'm interested in or anything like that. And if you do get that vibe, again, I apologize. That is not the intention at all. I'm just trying to, connect with as many people as possible, and you know, and talk with them. But if you are annoyed by any of that stuff, just let me know, and I'll stop doing it to you. So that's basically it, I think. So I didn't really, write this down or script this, so I probably forgot a bunch of stuff. But yeah, thank you.